I am 97 years old. At this age, the skin becomes paper and the bones become glass. But the mind becomes a blade. It cuts through the lies that you call civilization. Listen closely, because I won't repeat this, and frankly, I don't have the breath to waste. You've been told a lie. From the moment you opened your eyes in that delivery room, you were handed a menu of healthy choices, healthy careers, healthy relationships, healthy diets. But here is the brutal truth that shatters every social belief you hold dear. The world does not want you healthy. It wants you compliant. The things you are told to consume, not just with your mouth, but with your eyes and your heart, are designed to keep you in a state of perpetual numbing safety. Your chest feels tight today, doesn't it? You feel that invisible weight on your shoulders as you sit in traffic or stare at your phone. You think it's anxiety. It's not. It's your soul reacting to the poison. I am 97. I've outlived my doctors, my rivals, and even my own children. I'm still standing because I stopped eating from their table. Today I will show you the 5 healthy poisons I never touch. If you continue to swallow them, you aren't living. You are just decorating your own casket. Poison number 1, the bread of external validation. The first poison is a staple in every household. They call it the bread of validation. Society tells you it is healthy to be a team player. It's healthy to seek the approval of your parents, your spouse, and your digital followers. They tell you that a life well lived is a life that others applaud. What a pathetic lie. I spent 40 years of my life eating this bread. I became the vice president of a company that forgot my name 3 days after I retired. I bought a house I didn't need to impress neighbors I didn't like. I lived by the script of what will people think? Thoughtful. Do you know what people think when you are 97? They don't. They are too busy worrying about their own poisons. In Stoicism, we talk about the inner citadel. Your mind is a fortress. Every time you ask for someone's opinion on your life, you are opening the gates and inviting the enemy in. You are giving them the keys to your peace. Validation is a drug. The more you get, the more you need, and the weaker you become. I haven't touched this bread in 30 years. I stopped caring if the world thought I was a success or a failure. The moment I stopped seeking their yes, I finally heard my own voice. It was quiet, and it was angry, and it was finally free. Stop eating the bread of their praise. It is laced with the arsenic of their expectations. If you want to be healthy, learn to be the villain in someone else's story so you can be the hero in your own. Poison number 2, the sugar of comfort. Next is the sugar of comfort. Your generation is obsessed with self-care. You are told it's healthy to avoid stress, to seek work-life balance, and to stay in your comfort zone. They give you the sugar of safety to dull the sting of reality. Listen to that clock. Every tick is a piece of your life falling into a void. Comfort is the anesthesia they give you before they lobotomize your ambition. I look out my window and I see a world draped in cotton wool. You have apps to bring you food, apps to find you love, apps to distract you from the fact that you are going to die. You think this is progress. I call it a slow-motion suicide. A man who is comfortable is a man who has stopped growing. At 97, my bed is hard. My showers are cold. My thoughts are sharp. I don't want comfort. I want clarity. In the inner citadel, there is no soft furniture, there is only the cold stone of discipline. Peace is not found in a warm bath or a tropical vacation. Peace is an inside job. It is the ability to stand in the middle of a storm and feel absolutely nothing because your fortress is impenetrable. If you are 30 years old and your main goal is to be comfortable, you are already a ghost. Throw away the sugar. Embrace the friction. The friction is what tells you that you're still alive. Poison number 3, the water of collective opinion. They tell you to drink deep from the water of collective opinion. Everyone is doing it. This is the new trend. This is the correct way to think. They tell you it's healthy to be informed, to be engaged with the news, to be part of the conversation. It looks like clear water, but it is salt water. The more you drink, the more your soul dehydrates. I have lived through 18 presidents. I've seen 3 major wars. I have seen trends that people were willing to die for become jokes 10 years later. The crowd is a headless beast. It is loud, it is fast, and it is almost always wrong. If you find yourself agreeing with the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. You are losing your soul to the hive mind. At my age, I see the cycles. The world goes through seasons of madness where it calls evil good and good evil. If you drink from that cup, you will lose the ability to see the truth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." I stay thirsty. I don't watch the news. I don't follow the experts who haven't lived half as long as I have. I drink from the well of the ancients, the philosophers who understood that human nature never changes. Stop trying to be woke or relevant. Try being eternal. Poison. Number 4, the fruit of comparison. The 4th poison is the most beautiful to look at. It is the fruit of comparison. You carry a device in your pocket that allows you to eat the lives of 7 billion people. You see their highlights, their fake smiles, their curated health, and you compare it to your behind the scenes. You think it's inspiring. It's poison. It's a parasite that eats your gratitude. I remember a time when you only knew what your neighbor was doing, and even then, it didn't matter. Now you are competing with ghosts on a screen. You feel inadequate because you aren't living a life that doesn't actually exist. I have walked through the mansions of the wealthy and the huts of the poor. I will tell you a secret that the influencers won't. The man in the mansion is often more miserable because he has more to lose. He is a slave to his things. Your inner citadel should have no windows. You should not be looking at what the man in the next fortress is doing. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday. When you eat the fruit of comparison, you are telling the universe that the life you were given isn't good enough. That is the ultimate sin. At 97, I look at my wrinkled hands and I am grateful. Not because they are beautiful, but because they are mine. They have worked, they have bled, and they have held the people I love. That is enough. Stop looking at their fruit. Tend to your own garden. Poison number 5, the meat of tomorrow. Finally, we come to the most addictive meat of all, the meat of tomorrow. The world tells you it's healthy to plan for the future, to sacrifice your 20s for your 40s and your 40s for your 60s. They feed you the lie of deferred happiness. I'll travel when I retire. I'll start that project when I have more money. I'll forgive them tomorrow. I am 97 years old. I am standing at the edge of the great silence. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, tomorrow is a myth. Tomorrow is where all the greatest art remains unpainted. Tomorrow is where the most powerful words remain unsaid. It is a graveyard of I wish I hads. You treat time like it's a healthy surplus you can spend later. You think you have a bank account full of years. You don't. You have a ticking bomb, and you don't know how long the fuse is. The weight in your chest, that's the ghost of the life you could be living right now, screaming at you to wake up. You're eating the meat of tomorrow because it's easier than facing the terrifying responsibility of today. If I could go back to being 30, I wouldn't buy a single thing. I wouldn't plan a single decade. I would simply be. I would breathe the air. I would speak my truth without fear, and I would treat every second like the miracle it is. But I can't go back. I am here. And you are still there. So look at your plate. Look at your life. Are you eating the bread of validation? Are you drowning in the water of the crowd? Are you waiting for a tomorrow that might never come? The world is a noisy, toxic place. It will try to convince you that its poison is medicine. It will try to make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. Don't listen. Build your inner citadel. Guard the gates. Peace is not something you find. It is something you defend. I am 97. I have lost everything I ever owned, and everyone I ever loved is gone. And yet I am at peace. Why? Because I stopped eating their poison. Now the light is fading and my time is up. The question is, what are you going to do with yours? Choose your food wisely. Your life depends on it.